Welcome to a brand new episode of Sequel Rights, the podcast where we take a look at the franchises that make you go, they made how many of those? And we give each and every sequel a fair trial. My name is Justin Camps, and I'm here with...
Eliz Hell E.
And...
Tyler Hymanson.
Oh, that was great.
Every E must be isolated at all times.
Yeah, Eliz, did you ever think about spelling your name like that? E-Liz?
Yeah. I did that for like 10 years.
Oh, God. I've never spelled it like that, but that makes sense.
I guess,
right.
yeah, you guys don't use the hyphen. But yeah, in high school, I was very insistent on the hyphen.
That's so funny. That's so funny. Oh, man. All right, well, we are here talking this week. We made it. We made it, you guys. The final Air Bud Buddies movie.
I can't believe it.
Super Buddies this week. We're wrapping things up with Super Buddies, and we have a very special guest here with us. Matt Hartman is here tonight, writer, director. He executive produced and wrote and directed the TV series Open to It. And, you know, he was also the face of millennial burnout for The Atlantic.
Hello. That all above is true. You know, you can do it all, or you can just burn out trying.
That's right. Well, Matt, thank you so much for being here. You know, sorry to make you watch a Buddies movie.
I didn't expect Cruel and Unusual Torture to be like this, but
that's right.
Now I understand why it's outlawed.
At the expense of John Ratzenberger, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, really.
Super Gramps. Oh, man. Well, so have you watched any of these films previously, or is this your first foray into the Bud Buddies?
I grew up with Air Bud, so Air Bud was the one that I watched the most, which is probably true of anyone that has seen an Air Bud movie. But I watched all the other sports. I'm pretty sure I hit all the other sports besides volleyball.
Wow.
So I think, and I hate sports, but I love golden retrievers. I grew up with a golden retriever. She was not good at sports, unfortunately.
Did you try?
You know, a simple fetch was a little like beyond her, and it's literally in her name to retrieve. So like, she can't even live up to the name of the breed. Then I don't think she's not playing basketball for sure.
That's rough.
But yeah, then I stopped probably at volleyball. Because then it's like, this is not believable. No.
Baseball went too far. Yeah.
I think I aged out before the buddies came onto the scene.
That's fair. They went even more for kids after that, I think. Talking dogs and all. But
in my day, dogs didn't talk.
Yeah.
That's right.
We're homeward bound.
But they talked, but we didn't see their lips moving.
Yeah. Right. It was like
way better.
An inner monologue.
It was internal monologue.
Yeah. Those movies are so good. We could do those movies sometime to redeem these.
I love those.
Nope, I'm done with all animal movies.
No more animals allowed. Fair. Well, before we go too much further into the show here, Eliz, where can people reach out?
Oh my goodness. So it's been a heck of a year. We just kind of referenced the all animal year as it happened. And so, we'll see what happens. Justin's going to take a little bit of a paternity break, and we have the holidays. So if you want us to come back next year with more, you must email us and let us know your suggestions of what franchises you want to hear in the future. And you can do that by emailing sequelrights@gmail.com. Or reaching out to us on social media on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube at Sequel Rights.
And rate and review wherever you're listening. All the episodes are up on YouTube. Leave comments there if that's where you found us. And if you've already done that, share out on whatever social media you're still clinging to some of your favorite episodes of things that we have plenty of holiday coverage. We just got out of spooky season. We have plenty of horror coverage. If none of that's your bag, you can just talk about Starship Troopers. We have everything.
That's right.
Share some of that stuff out, and we really appreciate everyone listening.
We do sometimes watch good movies.
We do sometimes watch good movies.
Not today, though. Here we are. Put on your spandex and grab your cape. It's time for Super Buddies.
new breed of superhero is about to be unleashed. Bred for action and ready to kick some tail.
Brave like puppy, strong like bull. These rings have given us some epic powers. Just think of the good we can do.
Maybe we need to practice a little bit more.
They'll have evil
What a stench.
begging for mercy.
Oh no, busted.
In order to defeat Drex, you will have to work together.
Hold on, I just remembered I forgot the hat that I wanted to wear that totally complements my bow. There, much better.
Here 1 minute, gone the next.
Okay. That was the trailer for 2013 Super Buddies.
Oh boy.
You know what? It's like you look back and you go, why did they stop making these movies? I don't know. It's been like over 10 years. This one killed it. Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe.
We don't really know why. But yeah, here we are, Super Buddies.
Yeah, the rumors on the interwebs are basically just that like streaming kind of killed the market for these direct to video movies for Disney. They were kind of like, well, why are we still doing these, you know? And we can't blame it on Bob Chapek because he really didn't leave until a little bit after this.
I say that that's a red herring and that it was quality.
Poor Robert Vince, totally out.
Yeah,
of-
you know, maybe Robert Vince had like a massive falling out with someone or whatever, because yeah, the Airbud Studios do not work with Disney again, even once Disney Plus, you know, comes on the scene. You think that at that time they were greenlighting everything from everyone everywhere, and they did not go back to Airbud Studios. So perhaps there was, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm a little bit shocked that they didn't mount some sort of Buddies TV
Reboot?
show or something. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, they have that
That's-
stuff. It just didn't go on Disney.
Oh, I see.
Not Buddies, but
Oh, yeah.
the Pup Star, the
Right.
WrestleManiac, the monkeys, the other
But I mean,
dogs.
as far as like, you know, they were
I
bringing
think
back.
they have like a cat wizard school or something. I don't know.
They were like, cut out the middleman. Why am I giving the mouse all this money? Airbud Studios is an iconic brand.
Yeah,
I
We're
don't
not
know.
even playing sports at this point. Why do we
Yeah.
even need to connect it to earbuds?
True,
yeah,
true.
exactly. Good point. All good points. Well, you know, there's still time for it to come back. You never know.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, we got Super Buddies to talk about and the Rings of Inspiron that everyone is trying to gather in this film. So, okay, the film starts with basically like rip-off Superman credits. You know, Robert Vince and Key Pix getting their super giant credits on. And we're introduced to Fernfield Farms, where anything grows. is the new.
Would
Side
you be
tagline.
led to believe that this is the same farm from the winery adventure?
I don't
Maybe.
know. We got
But you know what it is the same farm as? It's the Kent farm from Smallville.
Oh.
Vancouver forever. Everything Vancouver.
Big Easter egg though, connecting Superman and these puppies.
It's
So,
incredible.
There you go.
yeah. Oh, that was definitely on purpose because this movie is, if anything, thoughtful.
Yes. And plus all
And
the
intentional.
actors, as we've learned, all the actors were probably already there on the set of Smallville and they were like, oh, just come be in this movie.
Just get come over.
Yeah.
I
They're
mean,
doing pickups between coffee and lunch breaks.
Maybe.
if it was the same farm, wouldn't you have Deborah Jo Rupp like voicing? Wasn't she the pig?
She was.
She was the
Yeah.
pig in that one, but she voices
She was
a
the pig in
cow
Air
this.
Buddies.
She voices a cow in this. So same voice actor, but playing a
Again,
different animal.
intentional.
I don't know.
Intentional.
Yeah, not the
Everybody's
same
back.
farm. Not the same farm. And this is the farm of Butterball and Bartleby. What happened to their family? I thought
they were rich
I
at
thought
a
they were
mansion.
super rich with
They were.
and
They
living
were.
up in wine
He
country.
does specifically say like that he came to stay with Gramps like for the summer on the farm or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So hopefully
Down
they
the
go back
street.
to the mansion later.
I missed that part. I thought it was more like his parents died and now he's living
No,
with his grand.
no.
Well, no, what happened is that he was sitting there and his dad was about to get hit by a tornado and he could have saved him. But he decided, no, don't do it.
He said no.
Let me die.
Oh boy.
Well, we get introduced to one of the big names in the movie, John Ratzenberger.
Yep.
Recognize him anywhere from the voice.
Who's
From his voice, I mean. Not that he's
Fine.
on the voice.
in this movie? From the voice. Look, I would watch that season.
I'm going to be on Team Ratzenberger.
I can't believe this whole time that like Airbud Studios, Keystone, whatever, had access to John Ratzenberger, and they didn't have him play one of the many Santas that we had over the years.
I don't know. That's crazy. Yeah. I don't know. Instead, he gets to be Super Gramps and just be the guy around the farm. I don't know. Whatever. Bartleby, he's kind of annoying to me, this whole movie. This kid,
Yep.
I don't know. He's obsessed. He's like, how am I going to be a super comic writer if I can't write super good?
It's stupid.
Yeah.
That's what John Ratzenberg should have done
Yeah.
for Super Gramps.
Sounds like someone needs to go to summer school. Party canceled.
Well, and I will get to it, but I hate this idea that the only way to become a successful creative is if something happens to you in your own personal life that you then can put into comics.
Exactly.
Yeah. That whole side of it, of the comics being real and then using it, the exposition, and then having like he was also a little boy, but now he is like a young adult and there's a dog. I hated all of it. I
found it initially very confusing. I was like, wait, so did this really happen? Because they don't reveal like until, I don't know, 30 minutes into the movie that like he's reading the story and these people are real and not just like that we're seeing it reenacted or something. I don't know.
Also, I love that this movie introduces the idea that there's like free toys in the bottom of dog food, like cereal. It doesn't. It's just like, yeah, that's a thing. That's real.
Yeah, and everyone who buys cereal knows now that the toys aren't there anymore. You have to like buy and get 6 proofs of purchase and then mail.
They're not even like toy. They're like those swimming pool rings or whatever.
Yeah.
That's what they look like.
It was not exciting.
No, the rings of Inspiron.
The rings of power. Yeah, I know. It's it really made me think that this was, because of the similarities to Air Bud in the beginning, the dead dad that we keep looking at his photo, the kid with the dog who becomes like his dad, blah, 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 the single mom, all this stuff. I was like, was this just like a alt script? Like, you know, that they were like gonna do Alien Air Bud or whatever, but then Disney was like, nah. But if you throw the buddies in there, fine. We'll make it.
Well, you know what it was, I think, Eliz, is that they didn't have the technology at the time to really achieve the CG look for the aliens. But when it got to this point, they were like, wow, we finally have the technology to make this look seamless.
Oh, God.
I personally thought it was so funny that kid's dad was dead. I'm sorry. I was like, oh my God, we have another dead dad. And it's all he does is sit in his garage and talk to his dad's photo. I don't know.
Well, also, why is his dad's photo just like propped up in the dark garage?
No light. I know, it's very odd. We spend a lot of time talking about Josh Fram's dead dad in the start of this series.
Who was a test pilot? This guy was just a cop.
Exactly.
Whatever.
Yeah. We don't know how he died.
Yes.
He could have been testing out a new cop car. I don't know.
A cop plane? Yeah.
Cop plane.
Yeah, and then so there's the story of our buddies and their owners, and the comic book story, and the life story of comic book writer Jack Schaefer, the creator of WandaVision and Agatha All Along, I'm sure. No, I would never besmirch her name in that way. This is Jack Schaefer, played by Hannah Montana's brother.
Who's just been sitting around in some weird industrial building talking to a dog his entire life. I don't know.
Well, he was in one of the other. He was the Russian dog in Space Buddies.
That actor?
Voice. I think he was, yeah. But I'm happy that he's actually playing an adult role, because he famously did all of Hannah Montana when he was like in his 30s and played a high schooler.
Yikes.
But here he at least is playing an adult. And he was also on, remember he was in the High School Musical show as like the camp counselor or whatever recently.
Oh, yeah. I vaguely remember that.
So anyways, this is him. And
I'm quietly nodding, but I don't know what you're talking about.
yeah, everyone's favorite show, High School Musical, the musical, the series.
I mean, if it's a great show, you should check it out. Very fun, very funny. Yeah, I think we didn't talk about this in the last episode, but there was this whole post-credit sequence where the dogs were singing in the last one, and there was all this animated stuff. And now,
oh my God, we didn't talk about that at all.
I don't think so. And now we have these like long animated sequences in this movie where we're kind of like seeing the comics come to life, which I'm sure Tyler loved.
God,
you're a big comic guy.
Not since Ang Lee's The Hulk have we seen comic book, the blending of comic book storytelling. This was a probably 2-hour After Effects job to get this done, and even that they probably paid a little bit too much for whatever they paid. It was painful. The art was terrible, and the story was convoluted. It's like, you're just doing a Green Lantern. Just do a Green Lantern. We all get it. We don't need all this.
I was very confused because we see in the credits that there's these characters named like Drex and Captain Megasis, but then like the comic book is about Kid Courageous and Captain Dog or whatever the fuck it's called.
K9?
Captain K9. Yeah, there you go. I don't know. I can't remember. I just watched this yesterday and it's already like blooping out of my brain. I just
Captain
thought
Colin Hanks.
that was yes. That was funny. So Matt, like you're diving into Super Buddies with the talking dogs. What are you thinking so far as you're starting this movie? Are you immediately like, maybe I'll press stop and pretend I watched it?
Yeah, besides the fact that you hate us.
Yeah.
What I was thinking was, first off, is like, John Ratzenberg, what are you doing here? That was my first thought. And then, you know, I think I was braced for the puppies talking. And then the comic book part started, and I was like, this was not what I signed up for. This was not what I signed up for. I signed up for talking dogs, not a comic book, no aliens, definitely not aliens. I did not sign up for that. So I think it definitely zigged where I expected it to zag, for sure. Not in a coherent way, no. But
I was
in a way that happened.
I was gonna say I was upset because we watched Space Buddies thinking there might be aliens there, and there weren't. And now we're getting aliens in a Super Buddies. Like, what?
I love that Space Buddies was as grounded as a documentary compared to this.
Yeah, pretty much.
It was.
They were like, we can use math to save these dogs. Yeah. And this one's like, we've got puppets with CG faces. Or I guess they're humans in costumes. I don't know.
Yeah, no, the people are like credited as like alien body person are like different than whoever provided the voices. So
it looks super weird. Honestly.
It's weird. I mean, it does look like some of it was like, the body is obviously practical, but even the head, like some of the eyes looked like maybe the eyelid was part of it, but not the eyes themselves.
I couldn't tell if they just had like a blank face on. I don't know.
Yeah.
They half-assed it both ways. They half-assed it in art department, and they half-assed it in post. That's really the only way that you can get to a nightmare that way. Justin, how upset were you when you saw that all the kids were showing up within the first 5 minutes of this movie?
I was like, no, we don't need these kids. I'm tired of my whole thing is that I wanted the kids to go away and only focus on the dogs. They keep shoehorning the kids into all these things. They don't even do anything in this movie.
They were barely in this one, though. So we got plenty of whatever. Like, I don't know his name, but Gramps Junior.
Bartleby. Yeah.
No, I like Gramps Junior. Now, here's a thing that'll break your brain and will make you even madder at this movie. So this movie, which has contrivances galore, aliens, magical rings, all this other stuff, but they need to spend the first fucking 10 minutes of the movie setting up that it's a themed costume party while the pups are already dressed up in superhero costumes, where they could have just transformed when they got these rings, but no, that would have been too far. Let's spend valuable screen time setting up that exposition.
It's true.
You know, didn't when you were little, your grandpa didn't throw you a party and make costumes for all your 5 friends and their dogs.
Wait, did the grandpa make the costumes for the friends too?
Oh, I don't. Well, somebody made them. I don't know.
Somebody organized this.
The grandpa was like, "Let me get your measurements so I can make a costume for you."
That's true. His costume was noticeably crappier than everybody
was.
else's. So maybe, I don't know, he had them made then, whatever. But it's still a lot for a child's birthday party on the farm.
It is.
And then
Also funny that he's staying with his grandpa. All his friends are like a bike ride away, but none of his family show up to his birthday.
That's a good point. Where are his parents? That's why I thought they were just dead.
Also,
I don't know.
Dead dad.
Yeah, they might. Yeah.
Well, no, his
Mom's
dad's like an
grieving the
evil
dead dad.
businessman.
They're lost to wine country. Yeah.
Who's now dead.
Yeah, maybe.
He died in the napkin factory.
Well, and when having a children's birthday party, and Justin, I'm sure you wrote this down, but the most fun activity to do is to sit and have the birthday boy or girl just read a comic to them out loud.
Yeah. That's so
super fun.
I would have been like, yeah, cool. Where's the cake? Can I go home? Yeah.
That's the behavior of history's greatest monster, also myself.
Oh, no.
You guys don't know about Kid Courageous? Let me read you this 45-minute comic.
Aloud. It's actually pretty cool.
Also, it was like when his grandpa gifted him that comic, because they show him like drawing comics, and in my mind, I thought he had like created a version of the comics he was drawing, like it wasn't a real comic that existed.
They didn't have that back then. That's
No,
like
I know,
now.
that's
Get
why-
your kids' art made into
Yeah.
a book or a T-shirt or whatever.
Well, nothing exciting has happened in his life yet, so he can't write a comic book
No.
because it has to have happened.
That's true. That's true.
Imagination, forget it.
Yeah, he could have been just like any other kid and killed a drifter just to see what it felt like.
Instead, he's fishing through doggy chow for circles. For circles.
For prizes.
So great.
That are for the dogs, I guess.
Yeah, if they aren't super powered, what would be the theoretical purpose of these plastic rings?
The swimming pool.
Playing fetch? I don't know.
I
They're
guess,
in-
yeah, you could play fetch with this.
they're in
Again, this movie also sets up these rings so that then they can find different rings and then use these fake rings later as a trick.
That was like the most obvious thing that could have possibly happened. I was like,
At least it wasn't the Bible this time.
that's
True.
We didn't give you rings. We gave you the Bible.
Yeah.
Surprise.
Also, how many bags of puppy chow are they going through? That they've gotten five rings, and also all 5 rings are the different colors. So
Right.
Oh, man.
Butterball is really leaning into his character trope of eating.
I
Yeah.
guess we didn't pan
And also,
over.
these dogs have not grown much.
No.
Well, you got to ask, like,
Except for their fake muscles.
does this even exist in the same universe? Are we saying that when they were in space, there were aliens around? Is that what we're saying?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
just one.
Okay. Just one?
Yeah, Captain Canine.
Well, what about Drex or
The other
whatever?
guy. And
They
Monkey.
were not on Earth yet.
Well, I'm saying when
Well,
they
no,
were in
but
space.
they were in space.
When they were in space, there were other
well,
aliens.
Yeah,
there were
but they
aliens
just weren't
around.
anywhere near, Earth.
Yeah, that's true. Earth. Yeah.
Boo.
I should have started the podcast like, "Hello, Earthlings." Yeah, but
I do.
Earthlings.
I do love it. Every time somebody lands in a spaceship, they immediately are like, "Quick, hide the spaceship or blow up the spaceship so that it's no longer on screen and we no longer have to pay for it."
Yeah.
It's like the first thing they do every time.
It's too funny.
Let me use my cloaking tarp to cover it.
Well, this kid is so smart that he's reading this comic that he loves so much. And in the comic, we see that it shows the rings literally landing in an exact copy of his fucking yard. It's literally like these same buildings and everything. And he never once goes like, "Wow, that looks like my grandpa's house." I don't know. So yeah, the rings are just in their fucking barn in the ground. And
Yeah, with a little baby Clark Kent.
yeah. Excuse me.
With a long legs doll and buried underneath the floor as well.
Oh God, no. There is kind of a funny scene where they all kind of like the rings float onto their heads, and it is kind of like it looks like they're not gonna like fit them, but then they expand, which I thought was kind of fun. But
that was like a cute thing because you know that they put a ring over those dogs' heads for real.
There's just someone in a green suit, like
yeah.
Yeah.
Get on.
Move your head down. Yeah. And then I was immediately like, oh, this is Power Rangers. Not superheroes. Well, I guess, are they considered superheroes?
No, they're superheroes.
Yeah,
sure they are.
Sure. Fine. So they all have these rings on. You know, what else? You want to talk about? I was going to play some clips.
Play some clips.
You know what word? You know what sentence or phrase I feel like they say the most in this film?
Girl power.
Yes, you guessed it. Like this.
Girl power is a state of mind.
I didn't do a supercut, but I thought about it. I just didn't have time. The other movie, a few movies ago, Spooky Buddies, all they ever said was this.
What in tarnation?
Which they bring back. Well, what did you think, Eliz? You're always talking, I mean, you know, talking about Rosebud, and what did you think about her harping on girl power forever?
No, it was stupid. I mean, I was definitely that girl who, like, had a backlash to girl power because people were doing it too much that it like lost all meaning, and then I hated it. Like when I was little, I was like, no, girl power is dumb because, you know, it's like separate from just regular power, you know. like we should all just have like we should all be powerful, not based on gender. I don't know.
Girl power.
I was very, you know, even though I was like into the Girl Scouts and, you know, whatever, I was like, no, girl power. I would rather be caught dead than have worn a shirt that said girl power when I was a little kid. But anyway, no, I mean, I don't know. She does have one of the better or more useful like superpowers in this one. Like she is able to be a little bit more useful, but yeah, I don't know. They still just always have to, it can't just be like, oh, she's cool. She has this power now. She can like run, you know, super speed or whatever. But then she has to like always cut everything by saying something like, oh, I'm so fast now that everything's like last season by the time it gets to me or whatever. You know, it's like, oh,
or
God.
She ran home to like change her outfit or something.
I know. It's like, did she just do something and not have it be like, because I'm a girl?
Yeah, don't forget. Like, oh my God. I can talk to ponies.
Oh my God, Zendaya's in this movie, you guys.
Yeah, they make her say stuff like this.
We gotta neigh it out loud and proud, girlfriend.
Hey, that was actually shocking because they don't show all the names in the opening credits like we get in the previous. So like during the end credits, it was like, oh my God, Allison Stoner and Zendaya. Yeah, I was like, oh my God. That was pretty shocking to me.
They pulled out the big names for the ponies.
Mm-hmm. I think they had like one line each about.
They sure did.
I mean, you know, I'm sure that those are just the two ponies that were on this farm that they always use. But like, why was Zendaya the black pony and Allison Turner was the white pony? I was like, this is awkward as hell. Like, you should just got two brown ponies or two tan ponies or whatever and called it a day. Like,
yeah, that's kind of
awkward.
Kind of weird. Do you want to talk through? Let's talk through the superpowers. What does everybody have? So we already talked about Rosebud. Obviously, her ring is pink. Duh. She's super fast, which I thought, you know, was kind of fun. All the powers are all kind of fun. They have fun uses. Buddha, I think he's got the yellow ring. He has some kind of like mind control telekinesis.
Telekinesis.
Yeah.
He's got like the carry powers.
Yeah.
He doesn't set anything on fire.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He uses his powers to help out you know, people when they have requests like this.
Can you levitate that hot dog into my mouth?
Which is a great clip.
Boy.
We got Butterball, who's got the blue one, and he super strength, yeah. He can rip the doors off the fridge to get his own pepperoni or whatever it was.
Pepperoni.
Yeah. I did like that his little outfit like puffs up like he's got muscles.
I love that. That part was like, this is the best effect of the entire thing.
It really is.
I bought it. I was hook, line, and sinker. I was like, he gained some muscle.
Yeah.
It reminded me of in Arrested Development where Michael Cera would wear the David like muscle shirt from the Pageant of the Masters.
Oh boy. We've got B-Dog, who's basically, Mr. Fantastic.
Stretchy.
Yeah. He stretches. What was his color?
Ugh.
Orange?
Green?
Green. Yeah, I think they're green.
Just the name B-Dog is really that.
Yeah.
That was honestly the most challenging aspect of this.
So we've been enduring B-Dog since the buddies first spoke it, but I think that this is the worst movie, the least tolerable entry of B-Dog shenanigans.
It wasn't Skylar anymore.
It wasn't Skylar. I know, I messed up. I didn't realize last week that he wasn't going to be in this one. So sorry, you're famous now. You don't need to child search again, but whatever. Like, I'll tell you a little bit about the other kid later. So,
But if correct me if I'm wrong, but we see the first dog slam dunk in this movie. Did Air Bud actually do a slam dunk in Air Bud?
No, you did not.
I don't think
no,
so.
we all argued about that, didn't we?
Well, we argued about the spiking.
No, we argued about it.
He never
spike.
spikes back.
No,
Yeah.
Oh,
never
okay.
spikes.
He does never dunked.
I don't think he ever dunked either. I did think it was really funny that like he dunks and then tries to hide that he's stretched up there and then he's just hanging and his kid is like, how'd you get up there? That was a little bit, made me chuckle briefly.
So is that all 5
What about-
hours?
Is that it? Yeah. I think that's it.
Okay.
Did we miss somebody?
So no, I think that was
Yeah.
it. But another
What about the smelly
superpower.
dog? Did we talk about the smelly
Oh,
dog?
yeah, Mudbud.
Oh,
We forgot about Mudbud. Good one, Matt. Good one.
Yeah.
invisible.
Which makes sense. His kid is
Does
like,
it?
well, no, I guess it doesn't make sense. It makes sense when they set it up in the show. When his owner kid is like, my mom wants you to take a bath, and then he tries to hide and he goes invisible. I was like, okay, that makes sense.
Do you think that your power is like determined by when you first need something, and then like that's your power forever?
That's a
Let's
good question.
you know what? Let's go ahead and think about this more than the creators of this movie.
Okay.
Well, I think at some point it said it just amplifies you're the power
Oh,
within you. So I don't know how that actually
Well, then
connects.
that doesn't
to
really
of
make
them.
any sense about Mudbud. Yeah. And
I
also
don't
then
think it
I'm
makes
always
Any of them.
I'm always thinking about like, well, he would be invisible, but why would the mud and his clothes become invisible? You know,
Honestly,
like
the only one I buy is Buddha. I'm like, that makes sense. He's Zen. He can control things with his mind. I get it.
He's
That-
kind of like,
those-
he opens his eyes and he when he's floating, and it's kind of like he's having an out of body experience because he's like up in the air looking down. But
Do you think it would have worked better if it had the Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness end credits third eye pop open? Whenever Buddha did that, the inexplicable third eye.
that'd be incredible.
it is kind of crazy that they didn't make an end credit scene like for this with Marvel being what it was in 2013. But
Pitch what your end credits scene would have been. Elis.
I can't because I don't even understand enough what happened in this movie to be able to.
I mean, if they brought
That's right. It hits the
Air
earth
Bud
and
would
it
have to
all
come
covers.
back
Airbud would have to come back. Yeah, there you go.
and be like, "It's time I checked up on my kids." And then
I
it was
mean,
like,
yeah,
dun,
yeah.
dun, 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 and you're like, "Oh fuck!" And it says Air Bud will return. You'd be like, "Oh my god!"
Okay, you're right. I would lose my mind for that.
Air Bud will return.
Have I talked to you about the Super Sports Initiative?
Yeah. Yes.
you
Oh my
just hear
God.
it dribbling basketball.
Oh my
True,
god.
true, true.
I would love that.
Yeah.
Josh Fram shows up in a taxi.
Someone can call for a taxi. Dun, 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 dun.
Two dead dads return from the grave.
Two dead dads. Two
Oh,
dead
God.
dads and a baby. So, Eliz, you were going to talk about another.
I was going to talk
special
about another
magic
superpower and another secret weapon, which is magic mind the mental performance shot.
Yes.
It is like a secret weapon, because you can take it in the morning and it gives you an extra burst of energy and helps you with your creativity, productivity. And I noticed that, sometimes I'll forget to grab it, unfortunately, much to my dismay. And on those days, it's not as easy to get going as it is on the days that I am able to get Magic Mind.
That's right. And, it's really, people that have tried Magic Mind really love it. And you can tell by all of the amazing customer testimonials that you can find up on their website. You can actually go there right now to magicmind.co/product/magic-mind. And you can see great reviews from people like Megan M. just a few days ago. Can't start my day without it anymore. And she said, Magic Mind has really grown on me after taking it for a little while, and I noticed a difference in how I feel in the morning. So, people are loving it. There's so many 5-star reviews here. I can't even count them all.
And there's no risk to it. I enjoy my Magic Mind with my coffee. I'm not a big breakfast person, so having a little bit extra thing in your stomach when you're having your coffee makes me feel energized and focused. And there's no risk. If you try it, you can return it. You can keep all the bottles for yourself, and there's no harm, no foul. They'll give you your money back.
That's right. That's right. And if you are hearing all this and want to try Magic Mind for yourself, you can go right now to magicmind.com/sequel-R. That is magicmind.com/sequel-R, the word sequel and the letter R. And you can use our discount code to get 20% off Magic Mind right now. The code to use on that website is sequel-R20. That's the word sequel, the letter R, and the number is 20, sequel-R20. That'll get you 20% off your subscription, or after you have a trial for Magic Mind, you can try it for yourself, get some money off, enjoy it for a few weeks, and see if you want to resubscribe or continue. I love it when I use it. It's great. I think you guys should check it out.
Definitely.
All right, back to Super Buddy. Previously on Super Buddies.
So we get the bad guy,
John Michael Higgins, in the house. He's pretty funny.
Michael Higgins.
Excuse me. I'm fighting off another virus from my daughter, so apologies.
Yeah. Then we also meet Monk E and E Earth, and then we introduce this E thing.
Yes, Monk E, which was really funny. Was that one of the same? I mean, you think? Yeah, I don't know, not really. But what?
It was like they still had trained monkeys around from Treasure Buddies.
I was gonna say, you think
so
that's
they're
the
like, we got to use it again?
You think it's the same monkey? Monk
Yeah.
E?
Yes.
Yeah, it looked like the same Monk E that we saw in Treasure Buddies.
They dyed his hair green, so he's
right.
Yeah, which is really odd. Like, do you think that means that, because always we see the aliens, and when they take over someone's body or another thing's body, it kind of turns green for this dude. Do you think that means that an alien took over a monkey body? And that used to be an alien?
Yeah. The ears are like alien too. That doesn't look weird, like a regular monkey.
It's weird.
I think it's an ancient alien situation. There was aliens that built the pyramid. Bobby was there stealing things and was possessed by other aliens. It's simple facts. You just got to pay attention, guys.
Or this is like a Planet of the Apes situation where this ship came back in time or whatever.
Apes together strong. Yeah.
Apes together strong, yeah.
Monk E together. Wrong.
They don't want to be called Monk E. They're apes.
That's right.
Anyway.
It would be a terrible crossover because as we know in the Planet of the Apes universe, all pets die.
That's true.
Oh God, yeah.
R.I.P. dogs. So this guy finds out the rings are also in Fernfield, and they come down, and he gets to rope in the dear old sheriff into the story for more of a starring role for the sheriff.
Oh my
it seems
God.
like that half the premises of this movie are dependent on these aliens not knowing anything about humans, and just the first thing they see is like, yep, I'm copying whatever that is.
Have you ever wanted to see a pig drive a car? Have I got a movie for you?
You know what? I didn't mind that part. I kind of did want to see a pig drive a car.
I have to admit, I did laugh when he came on the scene and was like, "Oh my God, pigs can drive! Not well, but they can drive." That was probably one of the only times I laughed.
Oh boy, this pig. Yeah, so he takes over the pig body, and then the pig takes over the sheriff's body, And then the sheriff is
We get some. We
green for the rest
continue
of
on with the pig Latin joke
Oh, God, that was dumb.
from many movies ago.
That was dumb. I didn't need that.
I don't like this whole idea that pigs can only speak in pig Latin, or actually they choose to. They can also speak English, but it kind of reminds me of my like ongoing, I don't know, grievance that like, why does Chick-fil-A think that the cows can write, but they can't spell? You know? And they can even write in Spanish if you live in LA. But I'm like, if they're smart enough to write, wouldn't they just be copying what they've seen, which would have been spelled correctly?
This
So it's
movie,
like,
this movie set up cows as also stupid. So I think it's
Yeah.
just
True.
there's something out there. There's anti-cow propaganda.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't eaten at a Chick-fil-A in like 15 years, but like also, but every time I see that billboard, I'm like, but which is it? Is it the letters, the visual, or the phonetics that they either understand or don't understand? Which one?
Mysteries we'll never know.
Those
In
were-
this movie, is this the first time that we establish that if you get turned into an animal, you can then speak to other animals?
I think this is the first time we've
Because-
seen anyone get turned
Because
into
the
an
sheriff gets turned
Oh,
into a
wait.
pig, and then he can then talk to Deputy Snifter. Or
That's
Sniffer.
true. Well, when he turned into a monkey, I don't think he could talk to anybody in Spooky
True.
Buddies.
And nor could those frogmen
The frogmen
Yeah.
or the rats, the rat boys.
or the rats.
The
No,
naked,
the rats talk to the
boys.
dogs.
naked rat children.
Didn't they? I don't know. Matt, what'd you think of now Sheriff Dan? Because he has been with us. We met him as a young deputy. He's risen in a possibly elected official role. We don't know. Yeah.
Anything's possible in Fernfield.
It seems like he tries really hard, and by that I mean both in the plot to remain relevant and also the actor just really leaning into what makes kids laugh, and not really knowing but trying.
That's a nice way to look at it. Wow, you really see the good in people.
Yeah,
it makes it
yeah,
sound sad.
I try. Admittedly, when he got taken over by the alien and then started doing that weird walk, I was like, I'm out. I have no
That's a
empathy
good
for you
question.
anymore, Sheriff.
How many times were you out during the course of this film?
You know, a lot. I
Almost
think
constantly.
you know what actually like
Almost
what really took me out of it was when the bad alien switched bodies from the pig to the sheriff and then immediately revealed that he was the alien to the kids within a minute. It's like, you didn't have to switch bodies at all? Like, what was the purpose of this? You literally, is it a disguise? Why are you switching bodies? Like, you could have just been an alien the entire time. So that was when I really checked out. Because I was like,
Also-
Too expensive.
this doesn't make sense.
The body switching does not make sense because even when the original alien turns into this, not even a dog that we know, some other random dog, he's like, I'm going to take your form, but don't worry, it's not going to hurt you. But it still does something to him. The other dog's like, whoa. And then like he like runs away. And then, yeah, and this one, like, it's so funny because one time I won tickets on Twitter to a screening of Tron with these scientists that were there that they had advised Disney on like the science of Tron. And if you watch Tron Legacy, in the office where they go into the computer, there is a big ass tank in the corner because the scientists made Disney put that because they were like, if the people are going into the computer, their matter has to go somewhere. And so their bodies are in the tank, and that's why at the end, you know, they could only have the same number of people come out, blah blah blah. But in this one, like when he turned back when he gave Sheriff Dan his body back and he turned into the pig, and then I was like, there's too many the bodies, the math is not the bodies are not mathing here, like, and it was upsetting. I agree.
Yeah, if this movie was able to draw a straight line between plot point A and plot point B, There would not be enough runtime to fill a short, let alone a feature film.
That's true.
But instead, it's contrivance to contrivance. Duplication after duplication.
They had to save, they couldn't have just aliens run around. They had to save all that money for the Palpatine lightning. So much green lightning everywhere. That was his one move. What'd you guys think of Colin Hanks, Captain Canine?
Indifferent.
Yeah, he was not giving his A game to this. It was like clearly like he was like on some early model iPhone, just like falling in between takes.
I kind of
I think he did this on his morning commute to whatever job he actually had.
I kind of liked his costume. I like the dog's costume because it had like, it had like shoulder pads and stuff, and I thought the giant cape looked cool. And I did a little bit like I felt like watching it, I was like, maybe I was missing Air Bud a little bit because I was like, I kind of liked that they had like a mentor in this one again, and kind of like someone who was like teaching them the ropes and leading them on. And I mean, come on, his entrance in the flaming firehouse where they saved a child, pretty cool for these movies. I don't know.
I did. When there was fire, I was like, wow, they actually paid money for something. I'm shocked. Like I felt to the point where I thought it was stock footage. It's like while they were on the Smallville set, they were like, "Can we turn our cameras that way?
Can we catch that?" Yeah. There's because we do see the buddies doing some superhero work. They're also like save this like candy store from being robbed, and I thought for sure that guy was going to be pissed about the whole thing, but he didn't seem to care that much because they make a huge mess.
That's the same guy who was the ref in all the Air Bud movies that then turned evil and tried to make the super sports gene. And then in the last movie, I think he was a judge in the Christmas Town.
Oh, yeah. The judge for 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. What, okay, so they all end up back at the farm. We get that, super obvious, like, we switched the rings, hee ha ha.
It's the Bible.
We still have the real rings. Oops, it's the Bible. Yeah. And they defeat Drex. They defeat Drex and send him.
Yep.
What do they do with him? I don't even remember.
Drex the Destroyer.
He conveniently flies off into the asteroid that he was sending to
Earth.
Earth.
Right. I forgot about that whole thing.
I mean, as one does. That's what I wanted to do.
They were all about to die. And then they're all kind of standing around the yard, and out of nowhere, like this ship warps in that I was like, look, it's Santa's spaceship because it's got like Christmas lights. It looks like it has like Christmas color lights, like red and green and white lights. And then, I don't know, the most hilarious image you could imagine happens. Like this beam of light opens up and it looks like a Muppet starts coming out of the thing. And it's like, ooh, floating lady puppet.
With this red wig.
It looks so fucking awkward. I don't know. It looked terrible.
I mean, I will say, if aliens came to Earth and they looked like Muppets, I would be so stoked. It would be the best thing
They
ever.
might. I don't know.
It's really bad that we're like on the final movie and they just introduce like the worst effect that they've had like the entire time.
Maybe.
Bonkers. What about the Casper?
I think the
Casper
buddies on the
ghost
moon
was pretty bad. Yeah, I don't know. Hey,
the ghost
the
dog?
buddies on the moon was practical. They were actually
that
on
was
the moon.
practical. Remember? Yeah, they strung them up. Let's do the child star check-in.
Oh, here we go.
Child star check, child star checking in, child star check-in. They're a child star, and we're checking in now.
Okay, so like we said, this is the last movie in the franchise, so we're saying goodbye to everybody. There are no more movies.
Good riddance.
Yet. But yes, I did forget to talk about Skylar Gisondo last week because I just thought that he was in this one. So he deserves to be recognized for his accomplishment of being in the most Buddies movies of any actor. Well, any of the Buddies, because technically Michael Teagan, Sheriff Dan, has been in all of them. But so, he's famous. He's going to be in Superman.
Was he B-Dog? Because should he be recognized or jailed?
Yeah.
Good point.
But, he created this character of B-Dog, which in this movie is taken over by Cooper Roth, who was Shrimp on Never Have I Ever. I don't remember who that character is, but there's a character named Shrimp, and he was also in True Detective, and he's now, I'm pretty sure, a student at the USC Film School. So, good for him.
Oh.
Okay, Bartleby, who you guys complained about, Trey Loney. This is like kind of his biggest movie, but he did have a small part in, if you remember this is a real throwback, but the same year in 2013, do you remember there was that like illegal movie that was filmed at Disneyland that made like everyone was freaking out about like, oh my God, this movie or whatever.
Escape from Tomorrow or whatever. Yeah.
Escape from Tomorrow. Yeah. This kid was in that movie. And he has not acted in a bunch of things since then, but I think he's really into kind of the music scene, and his most recent credit, just last year, he was in camera and electric department on Odessa, The Last Goodbye cinematic experience.
Whoa. Okay.
So, I don't know.
Cool.
Okay.
Sounds like he's having a good time. Sam Adler was Billy, and he was on True Blood. He was a main character or often character on Austin and Ally, and I don't know what he's up to now because that name is too common. Okay, so Jonathan Morgan Haidt, and we have had so many child actors in this series that I'm kind of having trouble remembering which ones I already talked about, so I apologize because sometimes I think that they're gone, but then they're not, and then they come back. Anyways, Jonathan Morgan Haidt is Pete in this one, who's one of the kids. He first was introduced to us as Mudbud's uncredited singing voice in Santa Buddies, which I don't even remember Mudbud singing in that movie, but apparently he did. Then this kid, Jonathan, was Jimmy in Santa Paws, which I think is the Boy Scout kid. And then this one he's Pete. He owns an art gallery. I think he's still acting and modeling. He is either dating or engaged to the Emmy-winning actress Eden McCoy from General Hospital. And they met on a dating app that I have never heard of called First Rounds on Me. And you can hear all about...
I hope it's bowling related.
That sounds fake.
Oh, I know, right? No, it's not bowling related. I think it's something where you go on a date every single day and you're like guaranteed to meet up with someone every day that you're on there. I don't know how it works, but if you want to hear about their love story, there's a whole podcast episode on the First Rounds on Me YouTube channel. That is Jonathan Morgan Haidt.
Sounds like content.
Yes, it does. Darren Provost, Sam in this movie. I don't know what he's up to now. Everything's private, but he was most known for his role in the Tooth Fairy movie. And Harley Graham is Alice, who looks so much like the previous girl that played Alice that I actually just thought it was the same girl, but it's a completely different girl. She didn't get anything to do in this movie either. So she, Justin, you may remember this. I did once I looked it up, but she's one of the kids on Grey's Anatomy that were all in this family where all three kids like had to get heart transplants and like half of them died and it was a huge scandal. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, I vaguely.
You blocked it out.
Yeah.
Okay. I recently in the last year watched like 18 seasons of Grey's Anatomy or something. Anyway, so yeah, all 3 kids like had heart transplants, and she was one of them. I think she's the one that died. Spoiler alert. But that was Harley Graham. Lately she has been in that Hulu show Light as a Feather, and she also has been in flashback scenes of the morning show as the young version of Reese Witherspoon.
Oh wow!
So good for her. Okay, now I think I'm on to the buddies. Jeremy Shinder was Butterball in this movie. He is in a horror movie called The Mermaid. I don't know if we've heard of that, Justin. It was like last year.
Is that one of those? Scary. Is that one of those PD things where it's like
I don't know.
Little Mermaid.
Oh no, it's not Little Mermaid. It's just like The Mermaid. Yeah, I don't know. And then
Mermaid with MUR.
He is a producer and director of a bunch of shorts. So he's out there, making films and pounding the pavement. Okay. G. Hernelius, which I don't know why she went as G. Hernelius for so long, because Genevieve is not that weird of a name, but whatever. As we know, she is most famous for her role in Disney Channel's Dog with a Blog, and then joined us as one of the unadopted orphans in Santa Paws.
Search for Santa Paws.
Search for Santa Paws, yeah. Not the one of the orphans who got adopted, the one who notably was not adopted.
Unadopted orphan number 1.
Yeah. And then ever since then, though, she has been our Rosebud, being one of the longest recurring people. And she also was Charity of the Santa Pups last week.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so Ty Panitz has been Mudbud since Santa Buddies, so quite a while. And he is, I guess, not a main character, but like a very recurring child on Bones. So he must be the child of Bones or Mrs. Bones, or I don't know. I don't know what Bones is.
I
know it has David Boreanaz. Anyway,
Boreanaz boy.
Yes. Okay, so Buddha, the kid who voices Buddha on here is probably like one of the most famous ones now. This kid Tenzing Trainer, he was like a main character on the Disney Channel show Liv and Maddie, and I think he's the main character in the Abominable movies, or one of the main kids in those movies and TV show. And then he's kind of like a hot young actor on the scene or whatever. He's in that movie Boo Bitch from Netflix. But anyways, he only did Buddha for this movie. And finally, let's see, I have 2 more. Okay, Atticus Schaefer did the voice of Monk E. He's like the kid from The Middle.
Yeah.
Brother, yeah.
Funny.
Okay, and finally, I didn't talk about her last week. Tatiana Gudegast was one of the Santa Pup sisters and the girl who had no front teeth that magically grew back. And she is been with us for a while, and we didn't even know it. But in Spooky Buddies, she was first Beagle Pup and a Pink Goblin. Then she was Hope and Front Teeth Girl. In this movie, she's Cat, the cat, I think. And then she will be in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more Airbud Studios. She'll be in almost all the Pup Stars and almost all the Russell Madnesses. And she is the daughter of Christian Gudegast, who is the screenwriter of films such as Den of Thieves and London Has Fallen, but not the other things that fell, I guess. And
the third or fourth Fallen.
And he is he's directing Den of Thieves 2.
Wow.
And he was a producer of Plane.
Oh, okay.
So someone who's friends with Gerard Butler.
Yeah, I guess so. And he got his daughter, in 13 Everybody's movies. So, yeah, I mean, it's been a long journey, and I'm very tired. But that's all the Child Star check-ins of the last 14.
You did
films.
it. You did it. There are so many dang kids. You're right. Oh
no more kids in the next series.
Yeah. Only adults.
No animals and no kids. We're gonna do a serious adult film, but not an adult film. Or
there
whatever.
are lots of ones that have sequels of those, so you could
True,
really.
that's true. That's true.
Oh god, yeah. Oh man.
I saw stills from a Netflix series from Air Bud Studios called Phantom Pups, and it looked like it was the exact same ghost animation.
I told you there was a ghost one.
Yeah.
Wow.
It made me sad.
Oh, so they moved to Netflix. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Makes sense. All right. Well, is there anything else Matt or anyone wants to say about Super Buddies before we wrap it
I
up?
felt that it was insane that they wasted our department money to blow up a fast food mascot for no reason.
Oh my god, I know.
That was
Oh,
crazy.
and Bram Wenger had to write an original song and get a jingle in there for some reason.
That was nuts. I'm like, what? Yeah, what restaurant do you go to where they're playing their jingle at the drive-thru? I was like, huh? Whatever. That was weird. Galaxy Burger. Listen here, alien. I'm gonna blow you up for insolence.
Bram Wenger, our composer and songwriter for all of these movies, has literally done nothing else since then except more Air Buddies or Air Bud Studios things.
Oh wow.
I feel like at sequel rights, we very rarely send people to sequel jail, but I believe that Bram Wenger should be sentenced for life.
Hey, like the further in, I was like, please let there be a stupid song in this movie because it's funnier that way.
Yeah.
Whatever. However you want to make money, man.
I mean, they finally didn't have any like religious stuff.
Yeah, that's true. Jesus did
Signs
not
already had that
save
covered.
the day. You know what else? There was another funny moment. Another reason why I thought Bartleby was stupid. Fuck. They at the end of the movie, everyone is all in the same place, even the guy who wrote the comics, and like they've seen so much crazy shit. They've seen aliens, they've seen everything, and at the very end, he's like, "It's all true, isn't it, guy?" He asks him, like, seriously, it's true, isn't it? What do you mean it's true? Obviously, it's fucking true. Come on. This kid was dumb. He needed the guy to be like, yeah, your eyes were open, weren't you?
Couldn't even write good.
Aliens came out of the sky, and we brought a dog back to life that's actually an alien using the power of magic.
Oh, by the way, Justin, what did Gemma think of this one?
She watched the whole thing. She loves it because she loved the dogs. She thought the superpowers were very funny when they were happening, and we were laughing because it was goofy. It looked goofy when, like, they stretched out.
They did look very, very, very cute, even just in their little costumes in the beginning.
Yeah,
it was
honestly,
very adorable.
Puppies in costumes. That was what drove me to the 3/4 mark, where I then said, "There's nothing redeemable about this."
I've done my time with this movie. Yeah, no, I mean, that's where it's like, yeah, it's still enjoyable for kids. I don't think she's like talking about it later. It was funny because we didn't get to watch Treasure Buddies together. And I was like, we got to watch Super Buddies this weekend. And she was like, oh no, but we didn't watch Treasure Buddies yet. And I was like, well, no, she said, we still have to watch the pirate one. And I was like, ooh, it's not pirates. And also,
It's not about pirates.
Also, I don't want to watch it again.
Yeah, but also you've passed your disease of sequel franchise completeness onto your daughter.
Uh-huh.
That's true. It's possible. Although she might have just thought they were all episodes of a TV show. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
But she did enjoy them, but she knew that this was the last one. She knew that.
Okay.
So. Yeah.
Never
no
to
more.
be watched again.
There's no more. Someday
Ever.
they will return, I think. Maybe. I don't know. It's been so long. You'd think they'd come back already, but
I'm shocked that there hasn't been, with all the nostalgia stuff, like some sort of at least just the original Air Bud, like bring back for something.
yeah.
But
It must
Just let
be that
LeBron
they,
retire.
they don't want to work with
Get
Robert
Air
Vince
Bud
or something.
stepping
Yeah.
in.
Or it's connected with Disney still. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how the rights are tied up on that. I don't know. Who knows?
Well, there is an Air Bud Studios series called Super Pups with a capital Z that is on Netflix. And it's like 4 unrelated to Golden Retriever dogs that have superpowers.
You never know. It'll come back. It'll come back.
Oh boy. All right. I think it's rating system time
Let's
for
do
this
it.
Yeah.
one. I think that we have to go with how many Puppy Chow plastic rings would you give Super Buddies?
This one was pretty bad. I don't know if it was as bad as Treasure Buddies. I don't know. I'm just gonna give it 2 plastic rings. It's not even a full set of the Inspiron rings, sadly. And it's fine. Like, it's kind of like, I guess I'm not surprised that the last movie wasn't that good, but I don't know. It could have been more fun, and it was just like Tyler said, super convoluted with all this like comics, but it's real. I don't know. Like, they could have just jumped in and been like, yeah, there's aliens. Who cares? Or whatever. They could have found a magic Christmas icicle that gave them
They
powers.
could have just found the things in the barn.
Yeah,
and that would
exactly.
have been fine.
Exactly. You don't need to explain anything. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was fine. It's just like an unceremonious end to the Buddies franchise.
Yeah. Yeah, I have to give it only 1 ring because not to rule them all, just 1 ring. That is not that has no power whatsoever. Just because, yeah, I'm just like so done with this. And yes, it was about as bad as Treasure Buddies, but I think just introducing the aliens, which looked horrible. I mean, I'd rather, I think, look at those animated evil cats than look at these aliens. This is just like really bad. And like, no joke, I pretty much had to watch this movie 2 times all the way through because the first time that I watched it, I actually got so bored that I started shopping for car insurance, like different car insurance, and switched providers.
That is harsh.
And so then I realized that nothing that I hadn't been like, comprehending what was going on in the movie because I was like getting the car insurance.
You didn't.
So then, like, yeah. So then today I put it on like again while while I was eating lunch or whatever. I watched most of it again because I was like, I don't even know what happened. Yeah, it's really bad.
Did watching it a second time help?
No, it at least helped me like remember kind of like, yeah.
I feel like that I must, seeing as this is the last movie, I'm gonna have to go with 0 rings. I feel like I've eaten an entire bag of dog food and I have nothing to show for it.
You ate it yourself?
14 movies worth, yeah.
Nope, no rings in here.
Yep. Nothing.
This is out of 10, by the way, Matt. This is supposed to be out of 10.
I thought it was out of the 5. It's
I know. I realized all of a sudden that it probably sounds like it's gonna be 5.
I will give it a 1 because the puppies were cute in their costumes.
Sure.
Yeah.
And that stays true throughout. That's the one thing, the one through line from the beginning to the end.
Fair.
That's totally fair.
Oh, I did forget. I wanted to make a joke about if you could dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
Oh, yeah.
Super Buddies, because I love that movie. Anyway.
Yeah, the first time you watched it and weren't paying attention, you probably missed that there was a bull that talked like this.
Imagine what I could do to a matador! Ole!
Sorry, that was the last clip I pulled. Chris Coppola. Dude.
I was almost going to say that this one didn't have any racist accents, but you know
Chris
what?
Coppola.
Also, Amy Sedaris was back as a...
Yeah,
Yep,
Amy
she was
Sedaris
back.
get paid,
Everybody
I
was
guess.
back.
Chicken.
Malik Pancholi.
Do you think Amy Sedaris, that was just a line that they recorded from Space Buddies?
Maybe.
It's entirely possible. How specific was it about chickens and eggs? I don't remember.
It was pretty specific.
Yeah.
She
It
was
was.
a ferret last time. It was
Yeah,
completely
you're right.
unrelated.
You're right. Oh, man. All right. Well, hey, that's the end. That's the end of all of it. We did it, you guys. We did it. And I don't want to do a whole like, which one?
Yeah.
You can say which one was your favorite of all of them if someone put a Inspiron ring to your head.
I don't even think
It would have to be the first one.
None of them.
it
Yeah.
has to be the first one. Maybe. No.
Air Buddies? I don't know. No,
No.
yeah.
It just has to be the original Airbud.
Yeah.
That's it. Like,
I think,
'cause
yeah,
they
you're
just
right.
get so bad. Like,
And even that one wasn't good.
Okay, the first one was probably the best one, and then the funniest one was probably still the baseball one, I think.
Yeah, seventh inning catch was the funniest one.
It was most offensive to me personally.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but hey, we had a good time talking about these. I don't know, they got progressively crazier and talking dogs and all that fun stuff. Santa. Okay, the Santa ones were also pretty funny.
The Bible.
Oh my God, yeah. Wow, so many twists and turns in this franchise I was not expecting.
Aliens.
Finally aliens at the very end.
Finally.
Yeah, aliens I was like already expecting in Space Buddies, so I wasn't surprised.
I know, yeah.
But yeah, I think that's going to bring us to the end of the Air Bud and Buddies franchise. Matt Hartman, thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you for making me endure this. I'm glad I was here for the end.
Yeah, you get to see us at our most beleaguered.
Yes.
I can't do it. Where can people, check out your work or follow you to see what you're working on lately?
You can find out more about the series that I'm working on with my fiance at opentoitseries.com. And then, I'm Matt Hartman for socials. Good luck, because there's about 500 of us, but maybe you'll find me.
Yeah. And yeah, thanks again for being here. And thank you to our audience for sticking with us all the way through. This is, kind of bringing us to the end of the year here. As, Ela's mentioned, we're taking a little bit of a break. I've got a new kid on the way here, or already here, depending on when you listen to this. and we need a break. I need a break to meet my daughter and celebrate the holidays and
show her some Air Buddies movies.
Yeah, you need to sew all of those superhero costumes for them and all their friends.
Back in my day, dogs could talk. Yeah. But it's been fun watching these, and they're already for 2025, a bunch of check-ins on the calendar. So, but like Elis said, you can email us. And where can you email us to let us know what we should watch next year?
sequelrights@gmail.com. But if it's an animal movie you want to suggest, just don't even bother. Yeah. No, just kidding. We'll hear it. We'll hear it still. But yeah. And then you can also find us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and our YouTube channel at Sequel Rights.
And rate and review us wherever you're listening. Feed that algorithm stars or likes. Helps other people find us out there, which we really appreciate.
That's right. And of course, we can't leave you guys without an AI song to wrap up the episode. And why not? Originally I was like trying to think of one that was just Super Buddy specific, but then I was like, hey, this is the end of the whole thing. Why don't we do a big send off to the whole series? Try to include everything. So this is the Air Bud franchise mega mix for you guys. I made a few tweaks in the lyrics, but mostly AI generated. And hope you guys enjoy it. And we'll see you guys in 2025. It's going to be a great year. I can feel it. We'll be back with more sequel goodness, but no animals. All right, we'll see you guys.
It started with Buddy, just a dog in a ball. He was slam dunking hoops like he's 10 feet tall. From the basketball court to the football field, turns out that golden retrievers got some serious yield. But who knew he'd spark a furry empire? From sports to space, Buddy's taking us higher. It's Air Bud playing every game, from soccer to volleyball, putting us to shame. He's a doggone legend, yeah, he's out of sight, doing more in sequels than should be right. Then he took on soccer, became world pup, kicking goals so hard the crowd stood up. He moved to baseball, yup, you heard him right. 7th inning fetch, hitting homers all night. Then spikes to volleyball and fucking spikes back. This pup's got game and a winning knack. Whatever sport's next, you better beware, cause if Buddy's around, you just don't have a prayer. It's Air Bud, can he play them all? From the hoops to the diamond and to the beach volleyball. He's a baller, a scorer, a four-legged champ, the ultimate buddy with a high-five stamp. But wait, just when we thought it was done, here come the motherfucking buddies. The sequel's begun. Tiny little pups with supersized goals, wagging tails, saving Santa, digging magical holes. They got snow buddies in the Arctic freeze, then they went to space in Space Buddies. Oh please! Just when you think it's safe to relax, here's Spooky Buddies and Treasure Buddies. Santa Buddies brought the holiday cheer, and a search for Santa Paws brought a few tears. The pups keep going with their adorable stick, and Super Buddies, well, they're saving us quick. It's Buddy now with his crew, fighting villains, playing sports, and sniffing glue. There's no end to these fucking feats. One of them's in space while the other one eats. From hoops to sledger rockets in space, the buddies taking every place. Santa's lap, done hunting, house check. Treasure hunting, sure, what the heck. We've got Rosebud, B-Dog, and Butterball too. Mudbud's the smelly one, what can you do? With Butterball snacking and Buddha Zen, these puppies can handle almost anything. It's the Airbud gang, they're legends now. From sports stars to heroes, they sure know how. With slobber and style, they're here to stay. Every kid's best friend, come what may. So here's to Buddy and the whole fucking pack. They saved the world and we can't turn back. From sports to Santa, they've done it all. So raise a paw for the legends who play with a ball. Airbud and the buddies, they've done it all.